Hello and welcome to Volt Holocron, where today I will explain the Dug. Dug are the species from Malastair, which on average stood at 1.12 meters tall. They had skin which could be beige, brown, grey, purple, blue or green, eyes which could be brown, purple or yellow, an elongated snout which sometimes had fleshy tendrils hanging off of them. Dugs also inflated their necks to make mating calls. Malastair is the forested planet which the Dug are native to. Although the Dug are native to Malastair, it is actually the Gran who were in control. Malastair had lots of Malastarian fuel, which was toxic and almost made the Zillobee species go extinct. Now I will explain all Canon Dugs. First up is Boulder, a male which led the Claw clan on Parnassos during the time of the First Order. Next is Beesnoosa, an old male in Three Rago's satellite diner and motel, which had one eye and a star map tattoo on his leg. Now for Dajokoda, a Dug which was present for the campaign at Salient, a battle which took place over multiple weeks, in which Saw Gerrera's partisans battled against Tarkin and the Empire's forces. Next up is Prego, a male circus master which operated Prego's travelling world of wonder. He often started his show riding a trained Narglach. He went from world to world performing for many years. We saw him in the Clone Wars performing for a group of Weequay pirates including Hondo and Naka. Next is Rokeg, a male which led the Civic Delegation, a pirate organisation during the time of the Galactic Empire. Now for Radiga, a male merchant which owned an antique store on the space station Ota's Hub. For extra money, Radiga would partake in deals involving black market items and slaves, and would spy for the Empire. Radiga had Trandoshan bodyguards. The Empire approached Radiga, with Radiga agreeing to take in one of their spies, called Sign Mariner. The plan was that Mariner would pose as a slave, so when the members of the partisan remnant cell, called the Dreamers, came to Otor's Hub, liberating slaves, they would take Mariner. The rebels killed Radiga when they came to Otor's Hub. Next up is Sabolba, a male holovid star. When Kenobi was trying to catch Zam Wessel, he almost crashed against Sabolba while he was entertaining Senator Bog Tyrell on an airspeeder. He also went to Dexter's Diner. Next is Sabolba, a male pod racer pilot. Sabolba was a skilled pod racer and a crowd favourite. At some point in time, Anakin caught up to Sabolba in a race, and almost passed him. However, Sabolba used a flamethrower inside one of his engines, causing Anakin to crash. Sabolba would do anything to win, and so a flamethrower wasn't the only illegal tactic he used, with Sabolba using sabotage. Sabolba was eventually beaten by Anakin Skywalker, which earned Anakin his freedom. After this race, Sabolba kept on racing, having a rivalry with Ben Quadinaris during the time of the Clone Wars. By the end of the Galactic Empire, Sabolba had switched to battle racing. Sabolba owed a lot of money to the Hutts and so had connections to pirates which stole money from rebel supply chains. Not long after the Empire was defeated, Sabolba was in a battle race near Neskar Station, and Lando Calrissian came to Sabolba to get information on the anti-Alliance pirates, which robbed the Rebel Alliance. Sabolba tried to get the racers to band against Lando, however they wouldn't help Sabolba, so Sabolba agreed to talk with Lando. Now for Gronson Takaro, a gambler and criminal during the time of the Galactic Empire. At some point in time he was a bookmaker for Jenks, who was managing a gladiator arena on Nyrian. Jenks later joined the Imperial Security Bureau and worked on Lothal. The two were still friends. Takaro became the operations manager of the Daystar Casino on Ahakista. He generated many gambling debts for his gambling and eventually fled Ahakista, with Senator Fenlon, who he was indebted to, hiring Bosk to bring back Takaro to Ahakista alive. Takaro fled to Lothal for protection from Jenks, who was an ISB lieutenant. However, because Bosk was chasing a government-funded bounty, Jenks had to supply information on the whereabouts of Takaro. Jenks still wanted to protect Takaro, and so hired 3 assassins, the Juros, Angrigo, and a pair of Nikto assassins called the Cratchell twins. Bosk was too great of a bounty hunter and killed all 3 of the assassins and captured Takaro. A fight broke out between a group of stormtroopers called Squad 5 and Bosk over Takaro, with Bosk fleeing. Jenks sent the Imperial security to kill Bosk, even putting a bounty on Bosk's head. Working with Ezra Bridger, Bosk exposed the connection between Jenks and Takaro, giving this information to Lothal's Imperial authorities. Next up is Unidentified Dug. This Dug was part of the crew on the 777B Alpha, a zone monitoring satellite in the Trident system. They were working when an emergence occurred. An emergence was part of the Great Hyperspace Disaster, in which the freighter Legacy Run broke apart in hyperspace after trying to avoid a Nihil starship. This caused fragments of Legacy Run to exit space at different points. An emergence was fragments exiting hyperspace. The Unidentified Dug informed to the captain, who ordered planetary evacuation and the activation of the Starlight Beacon. Next is Nakhouras, a Mal which was the Doge of Malastare during the Clone Wars. He was waiting for other Dug Council members so they could sign a treaty when the Zillo Beasts attacked. He grabbed an ancient scroll which showed that one day the Zillo Beast would cause the Dugs to become extinct. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to hear about the Zillo Beast clone, we have a video on that in the card and here on the end screen. Bye.